Hey, hello everyone. My name is Damian Delisser. I'm with My United Insurance. I've been doing insurance for about 20 plus years, specifically mainly with Medicare and senior products.
And hi, my name is Clint McPherson. I'm with United Insurance as well. I've been in the market for about 5 years now, and I'll also be in this dialogue with Damian about Medicare Part C.
Dialogue is a big word, and I like it a lot. Dialogue is going to be about Part C, which is called a Medicare Advantage product. Clint and I are going to be discussing some bullet points in reference to that today, and I hope you guys join us. So Clint, Part A, Part B, Part C. Why do they call it a C plan, and what is it also known as?
Well, Medicare C is a different part of Medicare A and B, and it's actually called an Advantage plan.
Why is it an Advantage plan?
It's Part A and Part B wrapped up all into just one pretty little box.
Okay, I'm picking that up. All right.
Okay.
So Medicare Advantage, every day you turn on the TV, there's somebody, it's Theismann, it's name it, they're discussing Medicare Advantage plans. Right. How do you know what Medicare Advantage plan is the best for your client? And how would you describe, how many different Medicare Advantage plans are there?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of something that you always do. I'm always picking your brain. The number one thing that we do for our clients, we do what we call a needs analysis.
Yeah.
So, and for anybody that's watching today, a needs analysis is something that we do where we actually ask you specific questions about your whole entire medical, not your entire medical history, but your needs, what you're looking for, and what you're missing from the current coverage that you have, and what can you get better from it. And by answering those questions, it does tell us the best Advantage product that you would qualify for.
So for instance, if I could touch upon one of those questions so you can, let's say I'm a frequent traveler. I like to travel throughout the United States. I want to see my clients. Would you check that frequent traveler button on your needs analysis? What does that tell you? What kind of plan does that drive you to use?
Well, to me, that's going to tell me that you would actually need a PPO versus an HMO.
Why?
Because a PPO is going to give you the flexibility to see any doctors and also be able to go to more hospitals while you're traveling, because the network is that much larger. If you're in an HMO, you're going to be married to that particular network within your zip code.
That's a great way of putting it. I never even thought of that, married. So the thing I like to discuss when I'm discussing a PPO with people is a PPO is a national network, right?
Right.
An HMO is a domestic network. It's your counties, your tri-county area. You're working within a small radius.
Correct.
Whereas a PPO, you're going to see family in Dallas. You can look up a doctor in your network. You can go and see that doctor. You don't need a referral like you do with an HMO. It's a very free program.
A lot less red tape, right?
That's it, exactly. The red tape's off the table. You have much more freedom as a patient to not depend on your primary care doctor to drive the boat. You're still going to be able to get some ancillary products with that. If you want to give some examples, some of the ancillary products your PPO clients like, that'd be great if you could
most
share that.
Advantage plans are going to give you dental coverage. It's going to give you vision coverage.
Right.
Also going to give you hearing coverage. Then there's the ability to see specialist doctors like a podiatrist.
What about chiropractic?
I was just going to touch on that.
My back constantly needs.
Yeah, we both got bad backs up here, but yeah, so we definitely you'll be able to see a chiropractor. Some of them even offer acupuncturists.
Wow. And you know how cool that is. That's different level of philosophy there.
There's a lot of different ancillary products that come along with that.
Let me ask you this. What if you have one of those people that are a baby boomer, but they're really active? They like going to the gym. They like the social aspect of the plan.
I'm glad you brought that up, because it wasn't always available for the Advantage plan, but now what we're tending to see is that all of them are offering a free fitness benefit.
Free?
Free, absolutely free.
That's
where
awesome.
They're paying for the gym membership. So if you're a senior and you like to, always refer my seniors to the YMCA, because they have different programs that they enjoy. That membership is paid.
That's awesome. One thing I do find when I'm talking to people, I do a needs analysis, and they're not a frequent traveler, but they're more concerned about, hey, I have a lot of health issues. I need to see my primary care doctor, my endocrinologist, my cardiologist, and I don't want to have to spend a lot of money out of pocket. I usually send those people to an HMO program.
Yeah.
And the reason I do it, I don't know about you, but the reason I do it is, one, the ancillary products are usually more robust, meaning they're getting more money towards what they can spend on dental, vision, and hearing.
Correct.
The copays are genuinely lower, right? So primary care doctor is going to be anywhere from $0 to $5 depending on the carrier.
Right.
Um,
And the specialist copay is a lot lower than the PPO.
Absolutely correct, right? The and even some of these HMOs are making it so you don't need referrals. I believe those are called POS programs.
POS programs.
You know what POS stands for? I always forget.
Point, is it point of sale?
Point of service.
Point of service.
There
Sorry.
it is.
Point
I knew we
of
could
service.
remember it together. Tag team, right? Yeah. So point of service, that's really cool aspect. So that's like a hybrid HMO, right?
Right.
Where they can go into that provider directory, look up a podiatrist, go and see that podiatrist, and not have to go to their primary care doctor, which I think is a big deal.
Yeah, it is, because a lot of complaints I get from a lot of my clients is the fact that they have to get a referral to
Right.
do anything.
Let's talk about something else that I think we haven't touched upon yet. But what is in all of these HMOs, POS, PPOs, PFFS that a lot of these people are not taking into consideration that's also built into that program for free for them when they go to the pharmacy?
When they go to the pharmacy, their over-the-counter credit
That and their drug coverage.
and their drug coverage.
They don't have to pay for a
that's
separate drug
right,
plan because it's an MAPD, prescription
the
drugs,
Part
right?
D is also a part of that pretty package that I explained at the beginning.
Let me throw a curveball at you, Clint.
All right.
Why are Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans regular than a regular prescription drug plan?
Say it one more time.
Why is a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan sometimes more advantageous than a regular prescription drug plan?
I don't know. You're going to have to answer that one for me.
Okay. So the reason why a Medicare prescription drug plan is less expensive than a regular prescription drug plan, Part D, is that because they generally come with either a $0 deductible or only a $150 deductible, whereas a prescription drug plan, it's a $480 deductible.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
I knew you'd know it once I got to it. So not only are you getting that drug plan for free,
You have less deductible.
there you go, and you're paying less of a premium. So,
So I have a question,
yeah,
and this is for the clients and everybody watching. When it comes to the drug plan, and it's built into that MAPD, does the donut hole is that still a big factor?
yes. And the donut hole is basically there for the catastrophic gap, meaning what is your total retail cost of your medications for the year? Once you hit that $4,500 limit, your drugs then fall into a different category where you're responsible for 20 to 30% of that drug cost only for 2 months, and then on the back end it drops way down. So
Okay.
that's called true out of pocket.
True out-of-pocket
Right,
costs.
and that happens. So when you get with a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan or a PDP plan, that's always going to be into focus. So your best bet is to help your clients know that taking generics and preferred generics is always the way to go. Tier 3 drugs if it's a must. But keeping that drug cost down by having a conversation, having your doctor educate you on what drugs are available, I think it's huge. I mean, I can't stress it enough. Educating yourself as a client. We
Yes.
can help, right? You and I both know we can
Obviously,
look up
yes,
drugs and
yes.
say, hey, this is a generic, that's a generic,
But
blah, blah,
making
blah, blah,
sure
blah.
you're having that conversation with your doctors,
Right.
and finding out, the best drug to take in with your situation.
Your mom, for example.
My mom, exactly my
How
mom.
many times have you dealt with a headache where your mom calls you up and she's complaining about this drug and that drug because of her different medical conditions, and
Right.
some of the drugs are expensive, right?
Right, and we've had to have the same conversations with the doctor to find an alternative to make it affordable for her.
But you were able to do it, right?
Yes, it's
Exactly.
It's all about having that conversation, like you just said.
Have you ever sold a professional fee for service program, a PFFS plan?
I have not. I haven't been in that situation yet.
So whenever I explain it to people, they don't understand. But I mean, if you want me to explain it, I will. That means that the doctor you're going to or the specialist you're going to, they have to agree to the terms of the contract of that plan,
Right.
or they can't see you. So to have to drive 15 miles to see an endocrinologist and they say, no, I don't agree to these terms, that's not really going to be best to you. So I try to avoid those plans. I know there's people out there that like to have that non-network restriction. I tend to stick with your general HMO, PPO,
and
POS plan, and every now and then you'll have a Medicare Advantage product for a veteran or someone that has some other things. But as far as Plan C is concerned, is there anything else that you would like to discuss as far as what's out there that maybe I didn't touch on?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room again.
What's that?
That Part B premium.
Oh, you mean a give back plan?
The give back plan, because a lot of people do not know
Yeah.
that there are some plans that will actually give back a partial amount of the Part B premium.
You're right. You're right. And some of those carriers will even give you back $144, $145
Yes.
worth. Some of them are even PPOs. But what's nice about that give back plan, Clint? What does it cost a client to get one of those?
Zero. It's zero monthly premium
Zero
that you're paying out
cost.
of your pack.
And
Your pocket.
they're going to make it so, okay, they're knocking you for $170 a month. Company, whatever you want to call them, are coming in and they're going to pay $145 at $177. So now your Social Security income's gone up for that year, $1,500.
$1,500. Yeah,
That's incredible, right?
that's huge for a lot of people.
Right. But the problem is, and I'm going to say this to you, how many people don't understand why these plans are free when you talk to them?
Almost everybody I talk to.
So how do you break it down? Okay, pretend I'm brand new to the game. I'm a wet agent. I just got out of the examination center, and I'm talking to you about how do you get so many things for free from Humana that you see on TV?
Well, I like to when I'm talking to somebody fresh into Medicare, they don't understand anything. I like to go over all the parts. I just do this out of habit. I'm going to touch on Part A, touch on Part B, let them know the costs,
Right.
and then I'm going to give them both of their options. We've only discussed one option right now, but there are two roads that you can take, correct?
Right.
So when I'm discussing the actual Advantage plan, I let them know the different ones that they can actually get,
Right.
the advantages of them,
Right.
so that they can make the best decision based
Educating
on
them.
what they need.
Right.
Because I can tell you all day, you need to choose this plan, but is that really best for you?
That's an awesome question. So let me break something down to you. Just let me run this by you, just you and I having the conversation.
Right.
But would you say when you go with a Plan C, Medicare is now going on the back burner and they're watching that carrier to make sure that they're doing the minimum of what Medicare requires them to do?
They become the guard dogs.
Right. So that's why it's a free premium, because Medicare's paying that company to take over your bills and the responsibility of your bills.
Right. And by law, at that point, by law, they have to honor that contract or they're not going to get paid.
Right. Medicare's done with them because Medicare is just not going to play. So I think the best way to recap our conversation for the people that are watching today is to say, if you're going with a Medicare Plan C, the reason why 9 times out of 10 that premium is free is because Medicare's paying that carrier to take on the financial responsibility of the patient, correct?
Right.
Awesome.
Well, I think today's conversation was great. I hope you guys learned a little bit. If you have more questions or any concerns, you can reach us at 1-800-339-4112, or you can find us online at myunitedinsurance.com. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.